Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new All of the Above budget movie review. And this time, it's time for something creepy. Very creepy. It's time for Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers. The movie about the strange monster that steals body parts and comes alive every 23rd year. So the first movie is a good straight up horror movie, and we get to know something about the creepers, and we follow this brother and sister duo, Trish and Derry Jenner. Trish played by Gina Phillips, and Derry played by Justin Long. Justin Long, we get to know more about as an actor in the future because it's one of his. I don't think it's his first movie, but he wasn't very known back then in 2001. We get Jonathan Brack as the Creeper, and he is a most impressive dude. Um, I loved the first movie. It was so scary, and it had something that none of the sequels had, but I'm going way past the point. Well, the first movie had scares. You didn't know too much about the creeper. You didn't know where he would come from. You saw more about this car and his house, and yeah, it was very scary. It was a very scary vibe. So I liked it. Um, it's a movie I will rewatch now and then. Of course, I have both. I have the entire series on Blu-ray, but I've got the first two on one. It's a good deal. So, um, Victor Salva is the guy who mind sprang these stories from. Um, yeah, and a few years later, there was Jeepers Creepers 2, also directed by Mr. Salva. And we see a little cameo by Justin Long, but we get a whole new view of people. We get a school bus full of basketball jocks, and well, They're hyped. They just won. I think they just won a tournament or ish or something, and they get attacked by the creeper, and it takes them out one by one, and you don't see it coming. And this one has a bit of a claustrophobic vibe because most part of the movie plays in the van or in the school bus. So yeah, it's scary. We see new ways the creeper is shown, so we get to see new things he can do, and we get to see his car again. Yeah, and he's still played by Jonathan Brack this second time playing the creeper, and he is one impressive dude. Let me tell you this. Well, that was the first two movies. And then a few years later, well, few years, it's 20, uh, yeah, 2017, Jeepers Creepers 3 came out. Um, it's a good movie. It also sees the return of Jonathan Brack as, um, as the creeper, of course. We see little cameo of Trish Jenner, Gina Phillips. Most of the movie is set, um, yeah, in a town where, well, the Creeper already has striked 23 years ago, and we get to see what happened after that. I like the movie, but it's not one of the best sequels I've ever seen. So they say it's like a soft reboot. Um, yeah, I was curious to see where it was going because this has a last scene in the movie that really could set something up. So I was very curious. Curious. Then a few years ago, there came a real reboot, and that was Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And this takes the story to a whole different level. And I want to be honest with you, I don't think this is the strongest. I think this is the weakest one of the four. Because at the end of the third movie, there was something hinted, and if they would build on that, so yeah, let me yeah, a little spoiler. So if you haven't seen the movie, turn it off. Okay. Um, the third movie ended at the beginning of the second movie, so it played in between the first and the third movie, and it hinted with the yeah, Trish Jenner is yeah, hinted that she called out the creeper for when it was 23 years later, come and get me. Mm. And it would be cool if they built on that, let let her take revenge, or let the creeper attack her, or do whatever 23 years later. But no, they went and rebooted it. I think it has also had to do with Victor Salvo, because his films were boycotted because he had child pornography. Um, yeah, so I think it was a, well, yeah, I think it just happened and it didn't happen, and it would be cool. Um, so those were the four Jeepers Creepers movies. I'm curious to think what you think about it. If you did, if you saw it, please let me know down below. If you like this movie, like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe, you can do that down there too. And that leaves me to say thank you for watching and see you next time.